UNF as the action rages on right here at Up Next as we take a look at how the fighters match up with our tail of the tape as Edward Water Chang takes on RAESHAWN Roland, no stranger to UNF fans.
Yeah, the Slim Reaper's gonna have a 3-inch reach advantage. Let's see if he can utilize that to punctuate his fight game tonight against Edward Chen. This should be a great fight. Both these guys match up pretty evenly. Should be a hell of a fight.
Cannot wait as we head back into the cage and Rain Cruz.
UNF fans, please welcome our fighters for our next bout. Making his way to the cage, Edward Chen.
Edward Chen out of Fight Science under Ian Harris, originally by way of Hong Kong. Didn't indulge in combat sports in Hong Kong, but competed in track and soccer, moved to the States as we take a look at some of his notes.
His favorite fighter, Chito Vera. You could not ask for a better, more action-packed fighter to consider your favorite. He considers his strength, his kicks. He's a big foodie, and he started MMA to lose weight. That's something I need to take some notes on, Todd.
Well, I think it's just so interesting because the reason why he got in MMA training was because he needed to lose weight because he enjoyed eating food a little bit too much. And you know what? Hey, I'm going to join the club as well because I love my fair share of food. But the difference is this guy is a wicked competitor, and I'm looking forward to seeing him here tonight.
3-3 in the sport of MMA. 2 unanimous decisions in a round 3 knockout over Hung Nguyen, but he's also been eating up the competition in Muay Thai. He's got 13 amateur Muay Thai fights. He's got a winning record of 8-5. This guy is dangerous, and he certainly, as he talks about, was a fan of Bruce Lee. He says he flows like water, and that's his nickname.
Yeah, for Edward Chen, he's got to rely on his experience, maintain that Muay Thai background, weather the storm, because you know RAESHAWN Roland is going to bring it. And he's got to look to change levels, bring the fight to the mat. If RAESHAWN Roland has shown us any weakness inside that cage, it has been when he's on his back.
And introducing his opponent, making his way to the cage, RAESHAWN Roland.
The Slim Reaper. You talked about a reach advantage. He's also going to have a 4-inch height advantage. So talk about being able to fight at range. And what I love about the Slim Reaper is his first fight, he ran into a buzzsaw in Desmond Alvarado, now a perfect 4-0 with a round 3 knockout loss, but turned it around, 2 consecutive wins as we take a look at some of the notes on the Slim Reaper.
You see Rob Gooch in the corner of RAESHAWN Roland, his favorite fighter, Johnny Bones Jones. His strengths are his boxing. This guy loves to trade shots. And Todd, he's a former D1 football player for the University of Montana. So this guy's got college pedigree. He's a tremendous athlete, and that translates inside the cage very well for RAESHAWN Roland.
And there's some things athletically that you cannot teach in the cage to get ready for, and that is the calling card for one, RAESHAWN Roland. You're not a D1 football player in Montana, the Big Sky, and you're just an average somebody. This guy's a fantastic athlete, and he's been able to transition that into being successful in the world of MMA, and he's still learning. He's still getting better.
2 consecutive victories, both by unanimous decision, both in Up Next fighting, one over Noah Davis most recently, and also Luis Torres fell to the Slim Reaper. But this guy's got a killer mentality, and you gotta believe that he wants a finish as we look at his keys to victory.
Yeah, for RAESHAWN Roland, in the past, he's over-pursued with the boxing, letting his feet get behind his hands. He's got to stay over his feet, set up the big shots, work off the jab, and look to land the big shots as you set them up. Do not swing for the fences. Aim small, miss small, Todd.
Speaking of setting things up, we head back to the cage and Rain Cruz.
And UNF fans, please welcome the 6-year-old ring announcing prodigy, Killer Cow.
Well, it's not a UNF show without the 6-year-old prodigy and eventual successor for all of our jobs, Killer Cam.
Well, he's a sharply dressed young man. I love that tuxedo, the bow tie. He's got the swag, he's got the voice, he's got the personality. He is the epitome of up next, and he's certainly up next for as long as he wants. He's got another 65, 70 years of his career in front of him.
And it's always a big fight feel when Killer Cam is here for the festivities.
He's got me amped up, guys.
Killer Cam getting the crowd on their feet here.
Guys, hope you're doing good. Before I do my ring announcing, I want to do this, okay? When I say up next, you say fighting. Up next. Up next. When I say up next, you say fighting. Up next. Up next. And now live from the Commerce Casino, this is Up Next Fighting. And first, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 5 foot, 7 inches tall, weighing at 130 pounds. Representing Fight Science MMA from Hong Kong, China. Give it up for Water Edward Chan. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5 foot, 11 inches tall, also weighing in at 130 pounds, with a record of 2 wins and only 1 defeat. Representing Duke's Training Academy from Pasadena, California. Give it up for the Slim Reaper, RAESHAWN Roland.
Nicely done by Killer Cam.
Make some noise, 6 years old, Killer Cam. Let's get it on.
Memorizing the information and always making a memory every time Killer Cam's in there. What a fight we have coming your way at a catch weight of 133. Water, Edward Chan, out of Fight Science, taking on the Slim Reaper, who's got some momentum, 2 consecutive victories in the up next cage. Chan looking to improve to a winning record. He's 3-3. Slim Reaper, RAESHAWN Roland, trying to keep things going his way. And we are off and running, and they are throwing early.
Forget the pleasantries, guys. They went right after it.
Chan landing a nice right leg kick. Right over the knee of RAESHAWN Roland.
And as you can see here, apparently Edward Chan has done some cupping perhaps in his training coming into this thing.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't have a back injury or anything causing some issues coming into this fight.
I also like the trunks of Chan, the old school tap-out trunks. That is back in the day, like mid-2000s.
Well, if up next is the future of the fight game, a little bit of a blast
Homage
from
to
the
the
past,
past.
yes. Took a DeLorean to get those trunks.
No doubt.
Roland feigning with the leg kick and then landing with the hands.
Trying to use angles is Chan, but that reach is going to be a big problem, you got to believe. Might be rough waters for Chan.
Well, for Roland, that right hand has been finding a home. He just landed 3 consecutive right hands during that 20-second sequence.
So if you're Edward Chan, how do you get inside of that reach advantage there, Jonathan?
You got to go through hell to get there because he's eating a lot of shots in order to do so, but he's got to break down that range, look to throw his head off center and try to get to the inside either land with the leg kick or change levels for the takedown. You see a little bit of blood from the nose of Chan already.
I mean, RAESHAWN Roland's strikes are coming from a whole different area code than Chan is in right now.
But Chan also, he's not moving his head, as you pointed out, John, and also he's not jabbing his way on the inside. He's giving nothing for Roland to look at. Instead, he's just moving scenery, absorbing 1-2 combinations.
Yeah, you know, it's not enough to be a counter puncher. You got to instigate the counter, throw some feints, try to get your opponent to overcommit, and then counter. You don't want to just wait, because there's not a lot of time in the amateur division, and if you get caught waiting, you could end up on the wrong side of a decision.
And it's not serving him well to go to southpaw, because he's not moving his head and he's not jabbing his way. If you're going to move to southpaw, jab your way, move your head. Instead, he's getting eaten alive and peppered, as you could tell with the nose from the blood from his nose.
Yeah, the jab has been a great ally of the Slim Reaper, as you can see. The blood streaming, and now gets tagged with a right hand as well. So RAESHAWN Roland has been connecting it well thus far here in the first round. This one's scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds, but a nice flurry in return, and now trying to change levels is Chad, but gets tagged in the process.
Yeah, every time we see RAESHAWN Roland inside the cage, you see a newer and better version of the Slim Reaper, able to prevent the takedown so far in this fight, and he's made a bloody mess of his opponent, Edward Chan, in the first round. Great first round for the Slim Reaper.
First round is in the books. We'll be back with our second round right after this. Welcome back to Up Next Fighting. Jonathan, how do you see things after one?
After the first round, I have the Slim Reaper in firm control, 10-9, winning the round easily with his beautiful boxing pedigree. Let's see if he can string together a second round to add to his totals.
If you're Chan, though, you got to be able to move your head and also jab your way on the inside. He can't wait. If you're going to throw that backhand, the spinning backhand, and the spinning back fist, you got to throw it immediately and not wait and allow yourself to get peppered by one RAESHAWN Roland.
Yeah, but you know, with those spinning attacks, you got to set them up. You want to utilize your jab to set them up. You don't want to throw them blindly, because you end up on the wrong side of a counterpunch.
Oh
as you
man,
see right there.
look down here, and ragdolling him down is the Slim Reaper, who is looking for the kill now.
And you see him maintaining position. That's what you want to do, is position before submission or ground and pound. That's education from RAESHAWN Roland, not over pursuing here, trying to maintain position before looking for the strikes.
Trying to get out the back door here as Edward Chan got this fight on the ground one way or another, but still in bottom position and in trouble here. And you too easy to get tied up in the long limbs of the Slim Reaper.
Well, and also at this point, I know that Roland's going for that arm triangle. He's cinching it in, trying to squeeze, but it would serve him well to abandon this and just unload and rain down strikes. And I think the referee in charge, Larry Landless, will likely stop it.
You can finish this submission from mount, but it's a lot easier from side control. Let's see if he can get off to the side.
Working out a half guard now is the Slim Reaper, but really smothering Edward Chan. And Chan in deep trouble here, but still surviving, as now starting to rain down the ground and pound is the Slim Reaper.
Roland is more powerful, he's more explosive, he could do what he wants. I think at this point, just have Chan continue to unload, but he's got to work, does Roland, if he wants to get the finish here in the second round.
Yeah, you see absolute no activity from the hips of Edward Chan. You see a little bit of a shrimp there, but he's got to get active with his hips if he wants to get out from under RAESHAWN Roland. He's inching his way back to the cage, but he's not doing so with enough effort to get back to his feet.
RAESHAWN Roland right now looks to be well on his way to his third consecutive victory. Learned a lot from that initial loss to Desmond Alvarado, somebody that we we'll see again in the UNF cage down the line. I'd love to see a rematch at some point, given the trajectory right now of the Slim Reaper's career.
Yeah, Edward Chan is tying up the guard here. That he's not winning any points by doing this. He's got to get active if he wants to win this fight.
When you're a terrific D1 athlete, your learning curve is greater than that of just the average person because of your ability to adapt and just learn things quickly athletically. And that's what Roland is doing as he's gotten significantly better in the cage.
Inside 10 seconds to go in the round, and look out here. Nice reversal by Edward Chan, who tries to get something going. He's got the hooks in, but it might be too little too late, at least for this round, but showing some life.
Yeah, and you see the only time RAESHAWN Roland found himself in trouble is when he overcommitted with his strikes. Good job by Chan to capitalize, but not enough moments for Edward Chan. This is Slim Reaper, 2 rounds to none.
When we return on Up Next Fighting, it's time for our third and final round. Dominant round by RAESHAWN Roland, but in the end there of that round, Chan proved that water can indeed go with the flow and maybe opening a window of opportunity for the third and final round.
Look, we've seen when you allow a fighter to hang around, they are dangerous, and a fighter who is hurt is at his most vulnerable, and that is when he is his most dangerous. And if you're Edward Chan, you got to be thinking, I'm down big by 2 rounds. I might be down 10-8 on 1 round. So you need to go out there and you need to go for broke. If you are his adversary in RAESHAWN Roland, you cannot fall asleep at the wheel by any stretch of the imagination.
Not sure what position RAESHAWN Roland played in college football, but it's prevent defense right now, Todd Kennelly. He's got to ride this wave of momentum, stay at range, pepper his opponent where his opponent can't touch him, and he should cruise to a victory.
I dare say, as you see great sportsmanship, a pillar of this incredible sport, it might be time for victory formation for RAESHAWN Roland, but I doubt that Edward Chan has gotten the memo when it comes to that.
Roland switching stances here.
Well, if you're Roland, you are winning decisively, but you know you want to get the finish. It's not enough to win by decision. Go out and get the finish. Really put on a show here. This is a big weekend for Up Next Fighting.
And that has been the recent history for the Slim Reaper. 2 consecutive decision victories, not necessarily the way Roland would like them.
You want a highlight reel. I mean, that's what sells tickets. That's what sells pay-per-views. That's what makes you a lot of money.
Putting together punches and bunches. RAESHAWN Roland working off the jab beautifully here, landing a right hand as well.
He's got Chan backed up, and I think Chan, if he puts the pressure on and turns up the accelerator, he can get him out of there.
RAESHAWN Roland landing another right. Oh, another crisp right hand right to the chin of Chan.
Chan got tagged with 3 or 4 good shots there. Now desperation. Shot
Beautiful
for the takedown and scores. Again, some more life for Chan here. He showed it at the end of the second round as well, gentlemen, but is it enough? He's got to get something going here. He's got to capitalize.
Yeah, he needs a finish. At least on my scorecard, he needs a finish if he wants to win this fight, and he's not going to get one by doing what he's doing right now. He's just riding top position here. He's got to start working as his corner's asking him to.
And if you're Roland, you want to get to your feet because his best moments of success when he was throwing the jab followed by the right hand behind it. But now he's in a bad spot. But if you're Chan, you have 60 seconds to work. Otherwise, you're going to suffer a loss.
Chan able to slip the head out of there, trying to take the back of the Slim Reaper. Slim Reaper hand fighting right now, fighting him off. And at this point in the fight, when there's a lot of sweat, you got blood in there as well, it's going to be tough for Chan to lock in any type of submission.
Chan's got both his hooks in, but Roland turns into it. Beautiful job to maintain top position by RAESHAWN Roland. Out of the scramble.
Here's some killer instinct, and he's got a half a minute to work here. Does the Slim Reaper to try and claim his first soul by finish?
Oh, those are illegal up kicks.
Oh my goodness, and he ate 2 of them.
He's going to get a stern talking to by Larry Landless.
That's a point. Those are damaging.
There you see it, point taken. And now, more than ever, Edward Chan will need a finish here if he has any hope of winning this fight. RAESHAWN Roland will be given time to recover.
Roland seems to be a bit out of it, guys. He's got his hands on the cage. He was obviously, he's clenching his jaw, because obviously that is not allowed here when it comes to those upward kicks.
Right, and we have to specify, this is Rising Stars division. Of course, in a professional bout, Jonathan, that, I mean, not if he's grounded, not if he's on his knees would it be illegal. If RAESHAWN was standing, they would have been legal strikes. But some different rules here by Camo and Rising Stars as well.
Yeah, actually, those were grounded up kicks, so he was on the ground. They would have been illegal in the pro division as well.
10 seconds to go here. We'll see if the Slim Reaper can clear the cobwebs. And this one comes to a close. And it looks like it very, very well may be a 3rd consecutive decision victory for the Slim Reaper.
Yeah, RAESHAWN Roland did a great job in the first 2 rounds to take control of the fight. Some illegal up kicks with a point deduction gave him the 3rd round on my card as well, so I have him winning a unanimous decision in this fight.
Let's take a look back at the action, and there was a lot of it, including some of the unsavory, illegal variety, but a great performance throughout by the Slim Reaper as we take a look back. 1-2 right there.
I love the jab followed by the right hand by RAESHAWN Roland. I think if he would have used that all night, he would have probably been able to finish off Edward Chan. But you know what? Chan showed a lot of tenacity and showed that he does have a granite chin.
You see Roland ragdolling him, as you mentioned, Todd, landing big shots on the ground here. Excellent night at the office for the Slim Reaper.
It was, as they say, a workmanlike decision, but I think when Roland looks back and watches the tape, he can be something special, but he's got to be able to kick it into that extra gear, because an opponent that is a bit better than Edward Chan will not let him off the hook. You got to be able to go out and close the show, but Chan certainly came strong and fought hard indeed, but it was not enough against RAESHAWN Roland.
Absolutely, and you hear always the win or learn mentality in the Rising Stars division. I think for RAESHAWN Roland, he's doing both. He's winning and learning. He's banking rounds. He's getting experience. And I think that down the line, that killer instinct will come along and he will get finishes as Rain Cruz is here to make it all official.
UNF fans, after 3 rounds, all of our judges scored this fight exactly the same at 30-25 for your winner by unanimous decision out of the red corner, RAESHAWN, the Slim Reaper Roland.
Slim Reaper, 3rd consecutive victory in the up next cage. To the victor goes the spoils. After that initial loss to Alvarado, it's been all RAESHAWN Roland as the Schmo standing by.
Thanks, Ray. I'm here with your winner, the Slim Reaper, RAESHAWN Roland. RAESHAWN, you were able to establish the jab early, a dominant victory, evaporate the water. How does this win feel for you?
Man, it feels great. Kind of went through a tough fight camp, but but we got through it. I just want to, thank everybody. Thank Up Next. Thank my team. Thank God, first and foremost. Yeah, but it feels great, though. Thanks, Chen, as well. He put on a good performance, and, yeah. And, nobody know what I had to go through or what I've been through. We all got our own battles we fight. But I'm here by the grace of God. And I just want to thank my family, my girlfriend, my son. They got me through this stuff that nobody sees. And I want to thank them for that. I had to give that moment to them. This is for my son.
Well, Schmo knows that you wanted the finish for this fight, but you've been improving every single time. What's up next for you, the Slim Reaper?
Go get us some jiu-jitsu tournaments and get my black ass back in here.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for your winner! Todd, John, and Ray, back to you.
Thanks, Schmo, and congratulations. Third consecutive win for the Slim Reaper, RAESHAWN ROLAND.